Do you want to be better at communicating? Do you want to be better at starting a conversation? Or do you just want to make an everlasting first impression? Then this video might be for you, because I will today tell you about my 5 takeaways from the book Captivate, The Science of Succeeding with People by Vanessa. My name is Jasper. You can also call me Jever. In this series, I give away my 5 takeaways and how you can apply it to your life from all the books and audiobooks I listened to and read. So yeah, let's jump right into it. The first takeaway is more that we have to understand, like, how is our language actually built. So for us to communicate better, we have to understand, like, how do we actually communicate as humans. So our language is mostly built on body language, I think is 70%, micro expressions, and our tone of voice. That's what primarily make up our whole language. So it's not the words we are actually saying, but like how we are saying it, what expression in our face do we make, like how are we doing with our body language. Are we standing like this, stay more like this, using our hands to explain. And that's kind of how we communicate, and makes a big impact on how people are receiving what you're saying. So ways to be better at this and understanding more, like how not how which effect it actually has, is that you can actually start watching stand-up on YouTube or in real life. But you have to like start analyzing the comedians' facial expression, tone of voice, body language, how are they saying it when they say certain things. And you also have to understand, like, they try to make things funny. So your whole body language plays a big role in that. And it can also help you to be more like funny, like be able to make more jokes, because you start notice like how they're setting up punchlines and stories and everything like that. So it's a great way to start understanding like how our language is actually working. The second takeaway is how we actually can start conversations. So we want to make it easy and set ourselves up for success. And ways we can do that is when we are at a party, we can going up, start talking with the host, because the host knows everyone. And then you let just the host introduce you to other people as they come up and say hello to the host and thank you for having them at the party, at the event, whatever it might be. And then you just let the host introduce you to him. So you ask, oh, how do you know the host? Or you might be asked that questions. And then you just start the conversations from there. You can ask into more things. Oh, that's quite interesting. And kind of try to navigate a way around to find what interest that person might have. Another way, and is a way I actually have used, is that you find events where you thrive in. And what is mean by that is kind of you feel comfortable, you feel confident and relaxed in that environment. So for me, I have always been very shy and not really talk to anyone beside my very close friends who I play video games with. So when I play football, I just stand there with my ball for myself, and if people try to talk to me, I will just answer very short sentence, if I could, yes or no. And I didn't really talk to anyone, but when it comes to video games, then I talk a lot. When I was home and played with just random people, I would just start talking with them. We invited them to Skype and just talk with them like you will do in real life. And when I was just playing, I wasn't that shy person. And when I attend the lane events with a bunch of people together, playing a lot of video games, all have the same interest, is playing video games. And you can just start talking with people because you all have the same interest, you all have a common ground, and it makes it just way easier to start the conversation because you just started the conversation about what is around you, what is your interest. And for me, that was video games, so that was the kind of standpoint I went from. So you can kind of do it the same. Identify what is your interest. How can you meet people with the same interest as yours, and then start attending those events and attend to those places, so you can start a conversation with people. The first takeaway is that we have to kind of understand how dopamine works, because dopamine actually makes us remember you and make it a good experience to talk with you. So there's a few different ways we can spike dopamine, and that is by saying people's name, remember their interest, asking into their interest, remember what they said. So saying people's name is, instead of just keep saying you add sometimes in the name. Another way is another way to talk about this interest is maybe if you talk about it and then you meet them at a later point, you maybe ask, have you done your interest, whatever interest it is lately, to remember what they said. It can be like if you are about to go to weekend and they mention they are going to a birthday party, then when you meet again maybe on Monday, Tuesday, you ask, how did the birthday went? And then you kind of have starting conversation there, and people will actually want to talk to you because you remember what they said. And we like people listen to us, and when you can ask questions about something they have told you, that shows that you actually listen to people, and it's not just been through 1 year and throughout the other year. The fourth takeaway is that we have to go deeper than small talk, because how are you and did you have a great weekend is boring questions. Are so boring because people just answer them in autopilot. And you can really see it on people. They just go like a zombie and ask, how are you? And nothing happens really in the conscious in the head. And if you don't trust me, one way you can see this is actually ask, when people ask you, how are you? You say, I'm great, I just did this in this weekend, and you ask back, how are you? And then people, they might not have done anything. And if people ask you, how are you? And if you if you ask people, how are you? And they just say, I'm great. And you ask, what makes you having great? And then people go, so they're not ready for that, because now you force them to actually think. And when you're just in autopilot, you're not ready to actually think. So that's some few ways you can do that. But to go deeper than just the small talk, and actually get more out of the conversation, is that you can ask, have you done any passion project lately? Are you going to do any passion projects? What is the what is the most exciting thing you're going to do in the weekend? What was the most exciting thing you have done in the weekend? So it's the same questions, but you just kind of change them a little bit to focus on what's the most interesting, exciting thing for them. Because then they start talking about their interest. And now you can also remember that interest for next time. And you can ask more questions to that interest. And then you kind of start just having a more deeper conversation than just like, how are you? The fifth takeaway is more to understand how everything actually more works and come together, like from the last takeaways I talked about, because it's more here what we're actually seeking in people. So we are seeing people who looks like us. We want other people to engage with other people that looks just like us. So that means same interest, same values. Because when we meet people like that, we are actually able to bond around something. So if you have the same interest, you can bond around that interest. If you have the same values, you can more create a better relationship, because you working around the same values. You more or less have the same goal. It might be different, but your direction is kind of the same, because you operating from the same standpoint. Also, we want to be around winners. So, and it's more comes down here to your body language. So you want your body language to be open, because it makes you more welcome. It can make you more open. You look more open for engaging with other people, especially if you smile. Like, you don't look like someone who kind of wants that might be able to kill them, if you can say so. Because we, as human nature, we don't want to bring ourselves in danger. And if you like close off like this, like no one really wants to talk to you. Like, you can ask yourself, do you really want to talk with me and watch this if you're just standing like this the whole video? No. If I'm out like this and using my hands, smiling, you can see the smile on my face, then you are more open to listen to me, you're more open to engage, and why you might have been watching this video to the end. And that's kind of the last takeaway, is that we want to see people with same interests, same values, which go back to all the other things that I talk about. And we want to be around winners. So you have to show with your body language that you kind of a winner. So a bit more open arms, spread your legs a little bit more, not in a totally wide stand, but just shoulder width apart, so you look more like a winner. That was it, what I have for you today, guys. If you like the video, please drop me one of these, or two, or not two, but hit the subscribe button. And if you read the book, please leave a comment down below in the comment section and let me hear your takeaways from the book, so you can share what we took away from the book, and we can learn together. I'm Jasper. Peace out. Peace!